The U.S. Department of Homeland Security paid $700,000 to a counterterrorism NGO to intercept and divert social media traffic. Again, this is the organization that took $700,000 from the Department of Homeland Security to create these bogus reports. So they talk about this misogyny, incel radicalization, how it happens, the pills. They talk obviously about red pills, black pills, blah, blah, blah. So the U.S. Department of Homeland Security paid $700,000 to a counterterrorism NGO to intercept and divert social media traffic. She used the term Twitter X traffic, but it extends beyond that because it went into video production sites like YouTube, away from specific individuals in the manosphere. And they name a few people over there, and then you sort of like scroll down, and then the U.S. government has named the manosphere as the biggest threats facing the U.S. Terror threats, actually. Imagine that, talking about taking some ownership in life. I get that it has a bad rep because of all the grifters and all the stuff within the ecosystem, the incels, the MGTOW, the black pill, the dating grifters, the dating coaches and stuff like that. So they put together this aggressive surveillance and censorship thing, and they call it a disturbing trend. Now, during the time they were talking about more grant applications, more reports, larger scale collaborations with tech giants and blah, blah, blah. And that's just, this tweet is from, what's the date on this? December 2023. And it was about a year ago, I think it was in September or so, maybe October, that they published the report that they named me in. So they named me, I was talking about this on the Fresh and Fit podcast when I was down in Miami with Myron, because he was named in it. Rational Mail, Aaron Cleary, I think Pearl, and one or two other like MGTOW guys. I think Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews. I'm not sure how he got caught up in it, but the YouTube channel like Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews. Anyway, so I went looking for the report because I wanted to share this with you guys, and I found it. I found it on their site over here. And let me just quickly share it with you so I can show you what they've done, because they've scraped the internet of it, which is fascinating. These guys are cowards. By the way, I don't use LinkedIn, so don't send me anything on LinkedIn. I just click the link just because I happen to be logged in. LinkedIn is a trash site for me, but let me go a little bit bigger so you can see it. But over here, you can see diverting hate. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you. Boom, here. So diverting hate over here, published on their LinkedIn. So this is what came up when I did the search result for it. So this is their group here, and they're proud to share a biannual report for 2023. This report's a culmination of the last 6 months of our team's efforts to dissect trends, terms, and case studies related to extreme misogyny and radicalization. Again, this is the organization that took $700,000 from the Department of Homeland Security to create these bogus reports. This one over here was called Misogynistic Extremism, the Manosphere and Mainstream Social Media. And interestingly, when you click it, and I'll share the tab that just opened, look at that. We can't find this page. Right off their website, divertinghate.org, you can't find the report on their page. Isn't that interesting? Let me just have a quick look around here. Let's kick the tires. No, I don't want to join your stupid list. Apply, not interested. How do I get their reports? Let's see if we can find a list of their reports here. These clowns. Research, is it on this tab? Trash website doesn't even work. Maybe it's because they're getting shut down already. That's interesting. Research. Okay, submit, get lost. I don't want to join your list. Yeah, you can't even open it without submitting your email here. Something's happening. That's interesting. But I did find another version of one of the reports, so very similar to it. So I'm not going to go through it because this one happens to be 73 pages long. Somebody downloaded this. This is the only one that I could find. And this is the second volume. I think I was in the first volume. Add a stage. Stop sharing. I'm going to share another tab. Present. Share this tab. There it is. So I didn't show up in this one. So the second one I didn't show up in, which was interesting. Let me just actually double check. I think you can search, find. Let's type in my name. Doesn't come up under name. Let's try entrepreneurs in cars. Nope. Let's try the Unplugged Nope. Let's try full name. No. Okay. So I'm not even in this report. But this one's similar, same sort of vein, 73-page report, blah, blah, blah. Over here, they've got some targets that they're aiming for. And what is the screenshots of Andrew Tate? I don't know who this is over here. Rollo, and I don't know who these two girls are over here. You can't really see it. It's not high res. But they have this big ass long report about incels, Alex Manisian. I talked about him in my book. He was that guy that rented a van and drove over a bunch of people in Toronto. How they lash out. They make reference of Elliot Rodger, who killed 6 people and injured 14 others. So they talk about this, misogyny, incel radicalization, how it happens. The pills. They talk obviously about red pills, black pills, blah blah blah. The incel rebellions. Like, you know what? It's probably better rather than me scrolling down. Let's see if I can find the table of contents up over here and just read the table of contents, because that'll give you an idea of the shit they have in here. So Inceldom and radicalization. Introduction to Inceldom terminology, operational loneliness, incels, violent misogyny, incel radicalization through the lens of the START model, violent incels. So they talk about the case studies. The whole notion of incels is like, it just boils down to guys that are not getting what they want from women. It's guys that don't know how to deal with rejection. It's guys that are frustrated and they lash out. And it's usually because there's an absence of a masculine male role model in their household. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here, where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.